Welcome back to TechKidFX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Polygon Matic, whose current price stands at the $0.9277 mark, and here on TradingView the market is up by 1.3%. and in this video I want to give you the key scenarios that I expect to play out, basing my analysis on the EBOOK structures, the Fibonacci's, the key areas of support and resistances, and also draw out any key chart patterns that you have information on this chart. And I'll kickstart the video by giving a brief of what has been happening on this chart. Polygon Matic from the all-time high had been seeing no prices in this massive ABC corrective movement, which took us back to around the $0.32 mark, and after seeing that low we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, and I believe soon we might see this bounce to the upper side obeying this EBOOK structure, having a wave 5 taking us back to an all-time high in the next bull market. But before we see an all-time high, we first need to see that first wave to the upper side, and I believe we have seen that first wave of that EBOOK structure right here. And having completed the formation of that first wave to the upper side, whatever I'm expecting to see is the formation of this higher EBOOK wave count 2, which is the move that I believe we are in at the moment. And if I jump to the 4-hour chart for further analysis, here on the 4-hour chart you can see I have this EBOOK structure in yellow, which is a fractal wave within that first wave to the upper side, where we saw the formation of a fifth wave to the upper side, completing the formation of that higher EBOOK wave count 1. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this EBOOK structure, so that it can also give us the key scenarios that we expect to play out on this chart. After making our low at around the $0.32 mark, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side, seeing the formation of that first wave, then retesting the formation of a second wave, then saw another bounce to the upper side, seeing the formation of a third wave, then retraced into this red target area between the $0.82 mark and the $0.66 mark, which was the minimum target area in the formation of that fourth wave to the lower side. And having retraced into that target area and making our low at around the $0.69 mark, we saw a very nice bounce to the upper side in an impulsive movement in the formation of that fifth wave to the upper side. And within that fifth wave to the upper side, we also saw fractal waves in formation, because that was a corrective wave to the upper side, and we saw that movement to the upper side completing that higher EBOOK wave count 1. And within that fifth wave to the upper side, we also saw chart patterns in formation right here, which gave us breakouts to the upper side, like this channel that I have highlighted here in yellow, which gave us a breakout to the upper side, managing to break above the key area of resistance at around the $0.78 mark. And once we managed to break out of the channel to the upper side, we made a high at around the $0.69 mark in the formation of that wave 3, then retesting this wave 4, and then continued pushing higher to complete that fifth wave to the upper side. And after completing the fifth wave to the upper side at around the $1.3 mark, we can use the trend based Fibonacci to get to see whether that fifth wave to the upper side has done the minimum that we expect a fifth wave to the upper side to do. And I just need to use the trend based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of that first wave to the high, from the low of that first wave to the high of the first wave, then dragging the fibs to the high of that wave 3, and that gives me a minimum target area to the upper side at around the fib level 0.618, and that is at around the $1.25 mark. And you can see we went back into that target area. We maximized that target area in the formation of that first wave by going back to around the $1.3 mark. And since we are in the formation of a higher EBOOK wave count 2, which is a retracement of the first wave, we have seen also chart patterns that are supporting movements to the lower side, like this double top that you have over here, having that as the first top, then the second top, then we have also saw the formation of the neckline. And this is a chart pattern that normally breaks to the lower side, having the target area of the breakout as the height between the tops and the neckline. And using a trend line, I got that height between the tops and the neckline, and it gave me a minimum target area back to around the $0.96 mark. And you can see we saw a breakout out of this chart pattern, losing the key area of support at around the $0.95 mark. And using the Fibonacci's, I can sketch out a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of that higher EBOOK wave count 2 by connecting the Fibonacci's from the low of that first wave down there to the high of the first wave, and that gives me a minimum retracement area between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the charts like that, which perfectly lies between the $0.81 mark and the $0.69 mark. Then remove the Fibonacci's, and you can see in this movement right here, after seeing the breakout out of that double top, we came down to the fib level 0.5 5, which perfectly lies at around the $0.81 mark, and so a reaction of that fib level, and so a very nice bounce to the upper side, managing to break above the key area of resistance at around the $0.95 mark once more, made a high at around the $1.17 mark, and after seeing that high, we have been seeing another pullback to the lower side. And because a wave 2 is a corrective wave, I also expect to see an ABC corrective structure right here, and I believe that is what is playing out over here, having this as the wave A, making our low at around the $0.77 mark, then a wave B making its peak at around the $1.17 mark. Then I'm expecting a wave C to fully maximize our red target area in the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 2. So whatever we are seeing over here, after losing this key area of support at around the $0.95 mark, you can see we are seeing a movement that seems to be a retest of that key area of support in this movement right here. But so far the retest has not been a success, and I'm expecting once the retest is a success, we might continue pushing lower to fully maximize this target area down here in the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 2 by retracing back to around the $0.69 mark as a maximum. So that is my first expectation that I'm expecting to play out here on the Polygon Matic chart. Lower prices are coming our way so that we can fully maximize the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 2, then expect an impulsive movement to the upper side in the formation of a higher Elliott wave count 3. So let's be patient and see whether this retest will be a success, and in case we see a breakout above the key area of resistance at around the $0.95 mark, there's a possibility that we might be able to make a new high over here, but a high that is below the high for this wave B. Then once that plays out, then we can expect that retracement back into our target area and then maximize it, then expect our wave 3 to the upper side. Also taking a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported here on the RSI. On the RSI, we are trading at around the 46 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements to the upper side. Also any movement to the lower side will still be supported before we get into the oversold region. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and that would mean higher prices are coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, whether we are going to manage to break above the key area of resistance at around the $0.95 mark, make a high that is below the high of that wave B before we continue retracing to fully maximize the formation of that wave C, and also fully maximize the formation of that higher Elliott wave count 2, and then expect a nice bounce to the upper side in the formation of that wave 3. And that's the update for Polygon Matic.